Hello everyone, this is Mathematics and we are here with the third and fourth sections of chapter Quadratics. Well guys, I have decided to merge the two sections, 2.3 and 2.4, functions and quadratic graphs. So we can talk as usual, but covering two sections. So as for section 3, functions, there are only 3 terms that you need to know. And they're just very easy to remember, right? You have functions. And guys, in functions, you have, if you have the function f of x, right? Then you will have 3 terms associated with this f of x. One will be domain, which are inputs or the values. Let me just write it here. No, what's happening here? Okay, right. Or values of x. You will have a range, which is the outputs or values of f of x, and you will have roots. Answers to the equation f of x equal to 0. So simple, right? You will have roots, you will have domain, you will have range. So roots are just simply the values of x, for which f of x is equal to 0, right? So roots are just values of x for which f of x is equal to 0. This is another way that you could define it. So this is it for functions, guys. Like the most important thing about functions among these 3 that I told you is roots. We're gonna deal a lot with domain and range, not here in P1, in P3. But right now, we are just all good with knowing the meaning of roots. So this is all that you needed to know for section 2.3, and we are going for quadratic graphs, section 2.4. So guys, sometimes you're required to sketch a quadratic graph. Okay, so if I have my axis, right? Good. Y, x. Okay, if I have my axis, guys, the quadratic, okay, let's say the function f of x is a quadratic function, and y is equal to f of x. True? So, guys, if the coefficient of x squared, very important, guys, for f of x equal to ax squared plus bx plus c, if a is less than 0, then your shape is going to be like this. N. You can just recall it as n. It has a maximum, right? And if a is greater than 0, then your shape is going to be u, right? U, which will have a minimum. Here it is the minimum, here this one is the maximum. So I'm just gonna write it in 2 cases. So this is going to be my graph. Let's say here for a greater than 0, and this is going to be my another graph. Let's write it with orange. for my a less than 0. So guys, the thing is, this is for y equal to f of x where a is less than, pardon me, greater than 0, and okay, bro, right, and this is for y is equal to f of x where a is less than 0. So guys, if you have a greater than 0, then your graph will be like this. It will just be, okay, let me just use another color. Your graph will be this one. The only thing that changes is the roots of this f of x, which are here and here, right? So let me just clarify it. If you have this one, if you have this shape, then this is the minimum, or rather say turning point. Here, where it cuts the x-axis, let me label the axis. Where it cuts the x-axis, these are called the roots of your function. Roots. And here, this is your y-intercept. You see these 4 coordinates? These 4 terms that I have defined. 1 root, 2 root, you have your minimum, and you have your y-intercept. You have to show all of these on a sketch if you are required to sketch a graph of a quadratic, right? So you have to define all of these. So, and if you have, in the same case, if you have just, let me draw it. Okay, x-axis. Okay, y-axis, x, y. And here, where in f of x, a is less than 0, so it will have a maximum. This is your y-intercept again. Y-intercept. This is your maximum. Or turning point. This is going to be one root, and this is going to be another root. And you have to determine the coordinates of all of these 4 points. So, guys, this is it. And we're just gonna get into the process. So, as for the example that we could do, we can do example 11 on page 28 of the book. So I'm just gonna write it down. Example: sketch the graph of y is equal to x squared minus 5x plus 4. So guys, for roots, we know that we have to write y is equal to 0. So x squared minus 5x plus 4 is equal to 0. My product is going to be 1 times 4. No. 1 times 4, 4. My sum is going to be minus 5. Okay. Which are the two numbers whose product will be 4 and sum will be minus 5? Of course, minus 1 and minus 4. So I can write x minus 1 times x minus 4 equal to 0. So x is equal to 1, x is equal to 4. Right? So I have my x-intercepts, or rather I have my roots. So I have 2 coordinates till now, 1 and 0 and 4 and 0. So guys, I need 2 other. Look at this one. So it was this case, right? It was this case. 1 root, I have this one. 2 roots, I have this one as well. So the two things that remain are y-intercept and minimum. Guys, just pay attention. The thing is that the y-intercept occurs when the graph cuts the y-axis. So what does it mean? It means that when x is equal to 0. So you are going to put, okay, you have y is equal to x squared minus 5x plus 4. For y-intercept, you're just going to put x equal to 0. And if I put x equal to 0, y is going to be equal to 0 squared, which is 0, minus 5 times 0, which is 0 again, plus 4, which is going to be 4. So another coordinate that I have is going to be 0 and 4. Right? This is it. And so, one coordinate remains, guys. Minimum points. Or the turning point. How do I find the turning point? So, here comes the real use of completing the square in P1. You're gonna use completing the square in P1 to find the minimum or maximum point of a quadratic, guys. So, it is important, so let me just write it with another color. And separate these. So they will not be mixed up. Right. So you have y equal to x squared minus 5x plus 4. You have to complete the square of this one, guys. How do I complete the square? So we said that x squared minus 5x, I have to deal with these two terms only. So it is going to be x minus 5 over 2 squared, which will become x squared minus 5x plus 25 over 4. So I'm gonna length this expression at 25 over 4 and take it back later. So I'm just gonna write it as x squared minus 5x plus 25 over 4 minus 25 over 4 plus 4, which is going to be x minus 5 over 2 squared. Okay, minus 25 divided by 4 plus 4, which is going to be minus 9 over 4. So, okay, now I wrote this in the form of completing the square. How can I find my minimum? Guys, whenever you have, well, let me just use another color for this one as well. If you have a times x plus b squared plus c, then your minimum point or maximum point, or rather say a general term, turning point, will be minus b and c. Okay, your turning point will be minus b and c. So for this curve, for this quadratic, my minimum point will be, okay, minus 5 over 2, which is 5 over 2, and minus 9 over 4, minus 9 over 4. And this is my minimum point. So I'm gonna sketch all of these on one axis. So this is going to be my y-axis, this is going to be my x-axis, y, x. And so I have to see which points we had. 1 and 4. Okay. So here 1, here 4. Then I had 0 and 4. So I had a 4 here as well. And I had a 5 over 2 and minus 9 over 4. 5 over 2 and minus 9 over 4. Sorry, why did I put 4 there? Okay, wait. This is going to be 4 and minus 9 over 4. So I just bold the points that it needs to pass through, right? and this one. So these are the 4 points that it needs to pass through. And guys, there is an interesting thing going on here, if you pay attention or not. 1 plus 4 divided by 2 is equal to 5 over 2. So we know that now in a quadratic sketch, for a quadratic, the turning point is in the middle of the two roots, right? The x-coordinate of the turning point is in the middle of the two x-intercepts or is in the middle of the two roots. So 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. 5 divided by 2 is 5 over 2. So we conclude that the quadratic graph is going to be symmetrical, right? It's going to be symmetrical. And so I just have to connect these 4 points. Okay. I think this is good enough. So this will be your sketch, guys. And this is what you're going to do for quadratic graphs. And do not forget that you are going to determine the coordinates of 4 points, which we said they are gonna be y-intercept, the two roots, and your minimum or maximum point. And this is it, guys. This is it for this session. Sections 2.3 and 2.4 have been covered, and only one section remains, the discriminants, which is the most important section of this chapter, and we'll have to deal with it in one session. See you till the next session, guys. Take care.